I think we expect too much of ourselves and other people, and then we feel like they're supposed to give us stuff when in reality they're really not. Because they're living in their own world too. So instead of like kind of judging other people's actions, what we should do is just understand that their actions are just gonna benefit them. Just like you think your actions benefit you, but we really don't know which one is, the right way. So what we should do is just worry about the things that we can't control and focus on the things that we should, that we know would push the needle and make us better and get us to our goals. Just like I took so long to even record this video. That's why I'm moving because I was going to wait till I washed my hair. Then I was like, nah, I'm going to just record because what else am I going to do? I'm going to sit here, go on TikTok or Instagram. Then I'm going to be like, damn, I know I could have did this. I know I could have did that. And it would have just been a breeze. But instead, my brain took it, made it bigger than what it is. And then here we are. But this time, I didn't let it. And that's why we're here. Because all the other times you let it. And then you let it be like, oh, damn. I could have did something today. And I did something. But it wasn't what could have pushed the needle for a word of the week. Well, phrase of the week. Push the needle. You know what? We're going to make that phrase of the quarter. Okay. I'm not kidding. But yeah. We always think, oh, I probably shouldn't be chewing gum. We always think, oh, this person, I would have never did this to this person. Why did this person do this to me? Why do people always do this to me? At this point, it's my fault. At this point, I'm the common denominator, which in some cases, that's where you just gotta learn that lesson. But you shouldn't attack yourself for it. Because at the end of the day, you like, there's no blueprint here. There's no blueprint. And you shouldn't, like, it just doesn't make sense. Anyways. What was that on? Oh, yeah. So, going back to what we expect on other people, we be like, this person really ain't shit. But in reality, they just doing the shit that they feel like they had to do in that moment. Just like the things you did, you had to do. And it hurt them. Or like, even if they feel guilty afterwards, that was their lesson they had to learn. I got pumpkin pie in the oven. And I gotta remember that. I hope that wasn't loud. Literally, yeah. You see how people, like, I just easily distract myself. It's just like a bang, bang, bang. And then it's like, it takes like second, like that shit annoys me so bad. Yeah. When we expect people to do things that we want them to do for us, and these are the things we would have done for them, we're imposing on their free will. I just made that up, but I think that's the way it's supposed to go. Because we're putting expectations on something that shouldn't have expectations. And it's something that I think I do know. I need to stop saying that. It's something that doesn't have it shouldn't have expectations, because if you're putting expectations on that, it's like, then dang, like, you're gonna say that your decision is the only right decision in a world full of paradoxes. So I think, so even something like that, just understanding people's actions, no matter if it's affecting you in a negative way, um, it's just good to like know in a baseline, because it just helps you move through life with less on your shoulders. And then once you have less on your shoulders, you can move through life gracefully. Well, not gracefully, because you know there's always ups and downs, but you can move through life a little better and peacefully. That's the word. Then, I'm probably not gonna edit this, so y'all can see this in real time. This is how my brain goes. Anyways, because there's so many things at once, so many things. But yeah, I'm gonna just go back to the notes. You see, this is another thing I even be telling my boyfriend, because I tell him like, yo, we just make a whole bunch of like extra tasks to avoid the things that we already know that we're supposed to do. Then we make it to like solve some future problem. That 9 times out of 10, your whole view is gonna change before that future problem comes, and you're gonna have to redo the system, anyways. And we waste time on a lot of things that like kind of don't push the needle. But it's not a bad thing, because that's how you learn patterns, and even hiring your own staff in the future.